My name is Edgar Quinto. Isa ako sa mga founders ng Magnificat Canada at saka Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative ng Pilipinas. Dati po akong bankero sa Pilipinas in the 70s, right? But I did not realize that yung palang position ko sa banking industry, because with all modesty, I have reached the pinnacle of position in the banking industry in the Philippines. But I never realized na ang nag-i-empower pala sa mga bangko yung mga mahihirap, right?
Yes.
Pero hanggang ngayon, in fact, more than 42% ng deposito ng bangko galing sa mga mahihirap. To be exact, it's something like 8.3 trillion pesos galing sa transaksyon ng mahihirap. And yet, ang mga bangko hindi pinautang mga mahihirap. Nakita ko rin po na ang initiative ng government natin is really to empower the poor and the marginalized. Pero again, hindi ginagamit yung economic power ng mga mahihirap. Gagamitin pa rin nila yung economic power ng traditional sources katulad ng mga mayayaman, mga foreign investors, mga bangki. So papasok yan sila, tutulong sila sa agricultural sector. At the end of the day, even today, I could see that you're all involved in cooperative. You please tell me if I am wrong in my conclusion that majority of the members of the cooperative are non-taxpayers. Exempted po sila sa pagbayad ng income tax. Reason? Because they're earning less than 250,000 a year. To be exact, in the agricultural sector, they are earning something like 180,000. Ang mga farmers po natin, they're earning something like $150 a month. Samantalang yung counterpart nila sa China is $1,500. So sabi ng mga kaibigan ko sa Kongreso, sabi niya, mahirap yung iniisip mo, Ed. Patataasin mo ang kita ng mga farmers agriculture. Wala na two reasons. Wala na mag-i-invest sa Philippines. And number two, hindi na magiging competitive ang mga produkto natin. Sabi ko, bakit tayo bumibili sa China ng mga vegetables at saka mga farm products when in fact kita ng mga farmers at fishermen ng China is 1,200. Samantalang sa atin is $180 a month. Sabi ko, maririnig ang conclusion ninyo na pagkapatas ang kita ng mga members natin, wala na mag-i-invest. On the contrary, sabi ko, maraming mag-i-invest na foreign investors because the purchasing power now of the Filipinos is high. So sa akin nakakita na may McDonald's sa mga fourth class municipalities. Wala, right? Kasi ang purchasing power ng mga tao doon mahihirap. Sa kayo nakakita na ang karpentero ng mga malalaking development companies may sariling bahay? Wala, right? So doon ko nakita that by organizing Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative, we could acquire the cash flows of the poor and the marginalized and gagamitin natin yan para sa kanila. Magiging masaya ba ang bangko? Of course, they will be happy because they will no longer, they are happy that they are only serving one client and that is us, and yet may pera sila, pero sa atin, bago pumunta ang pera sa bangko, gagamitin din natin the way they're using it, right? So, yan lang po. But I'm not supposed to be making this long explanation. I'm here to listen. What are you doing? So, I would like to see how we can fit in and be of assistance or in cooperation with you. Salamat po.
Brother Clint, from your side, Brother Clint, you might want to introduce the team. Thank you, Brother Ed.
Thank you, Brother Ed. My task here is to engage the people involved or the group involved in the Kadiwa ng Pangulo, which is the SRT Cooperative headed by Levi Bautista. So I'll give you Chairman. Chairman, go ahead.
Yes, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Ako po si Mr. Libby Bautista ng SRT MPC na siya ang ka-tie-up ng DA sa pag-implement ng Kadiwa ng Pangulo. Kasama po namin Pantaw Multipurpose Cooperative na sila naman ang nagre-represent sa mga Fisher Folks. Ngayon po, dito po sa task sa amin, napaka-challenging, napaganda at may natatanaw kaming pag-asa para sa aming bilang magsasaka upang pagandahin sana ang buhay namin sa pamamagitan ng direct link from the farm to market. Kasi ang karamihan po, alam naman po natin ang kalakaran, ang magsasaka, magpuproduce, dadalhin niya sa palengke, Pag nagkataon na nasabay-sabay, pagdating sa palengke, tatapon din lang niya. Kung hindi man, pagdating sa palengke, maraming mga small na mga pandom, sabihin nating syndicate na nandun nagro-roaming around. Ang ginagawa lang nila, itatago ang totoong price, bibilhin sa labas, pagkaalis mo, kaya nandun ka pa lang, binibinta sa magandang presyo. Samantalang hanggang 4 na buwan mong hinanda yung harvest mo, samantalang sila, within a minute or wala pang 30 minutes, tapos ng transaction, mas malaki pa ang kita nila kaysa mismong totoong mga farmer. Kaya ito po yung aming mga pasasalamat sa government at may mga ganitong mga inisyatiba upang sana gawing balansin naman ang playing fields natin. Nabigyan ng mga magsasaka, grupong mga magsasaka ng direct access from the farm going to market. At ito naman pong task na binigay po nila sa amin bilang supplier ng mga kadiwa sa unang-una, ang talagang target po natin is buong bansa. Ngayon, naghahanap po kami ng aming makakapitan na mga makakolaborate sa project na ito dahil alam po naman na hindi sekreto sa bawat isa sa atin na we're lacking of fund para po dito. At yung eagerness namin nandyan, pero kailangan namin makipag-collaborate upang yung pagkukulang namin, yung kakulangan namin ay mapupunuan ng aming mga kasama na ituturing na tulong at saka negosyo na rin. Hindi lang naman na tulong ito, kundi makipagnegosyo po sa kanila. Sa pamamagitan ng alam naman po natin na sa larangan ng negosyo ay later on ay may kita. Ganun lang po, sana ay makapagtulungan po tayo, magiging fruitful po ito para lalong gaganahan po ang aming grupo at saka lalong mapapaganda natin ang programang ito through the collaboration of the government agencies. Maraming salamat. Sir?
Bago ako magtanong, meron akong gustong pakilala sa inyo itong si Brother Steve Jaime, SRJ ng Cebu. Isa sa mga directors ng Magnificat Canada at saka siya ang general manager ng Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative. Ang objective ng Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative para tumulong hindi lang financial assistance sa mga kooperatiba kundi pati management assistance. First question is, ano ang feasibility ng management team ninyo? Napakalaki ng proyekto ninyo. Ano ang mga managers ninyo? Ano mga expertise nila? So doon nagkakaproblema yung mga borrowers. Katulad ng RA 10,000, I'm sure alam niyo yung RA 10,000, di ko ba? Yung RA 10,000, Agri-Agra Reform Credit Act.
Yes, sir. Tama po kayo.
Na 25% na mga loanable values ng mga bangko committed dapat sa inyo.
Yes, tama po yan. Kaya lang pinipili ng mga bangkero na magmulta na lang.
Yes.
Tinuturing nila na fragile talaga itong sa larangan ng agra.
Kaya ngayon, kami ang magre-representa sa inyo sa mga bangkong ito. Tatanungin nila anong feasibility management team ninyo. Sabihin namin, ako isa sa mga members ng management team nila.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Salamat.
Okay? Kaya nyo ba sweldohan ang sweldo ko? Hindi. Ibibigay namin sa inyo yan na libre.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Lahat na mga managers na padadala namin sa inyo, libre ang sweldo. Ang magbabayad, Magnificat Canada.
Salamat.
Okay.
Salamat. Yan po. Pangarap natin.
Alright. So in other words, katunayan, matutuwa pa yung mga bangko ngayon, makikipag-collaborate pa sila sa atin because nakita nila feasible na yung kanilang loan. Kasi ako, kung bankero ako ngayon hanggang ngayon, yun din ang tatanungin ko. Hindi ko rin pautangin yung mga kooperatiba ngayon pagka wala silang management team. Diba?
Yes.
Para naman makilala sila ng mga kasama ko. Sino naman po, pakilala naman po natin yung ibang makasama ninyo? Chairman Levy.
Sir, nandyan si Mr. Nicanor Cual. Siya po ang marketing natin. At nandyan din si Brother Joel. Siya ang accountant natin. Napakagandang pagkakataon na ito at kasama-sama kami para sa proyekto ito para maigiya itong ating programa na mailagay sa tama. Kaya lang, tama po yung sinasabi nyo, kahit ano pong gawin natin, unang-una, ang mga bangkero, ang number one na kanila, yung mga pagkukulang namin na kung paano namin mapapaliwanag na secured yung sa amin. Doon kami nahirapan kasi unang-una, bago ka palang magpapaliwanag, ay negative na ang impression nila dahil ito ay sa larangan ng agrikultura na sa karanasan nila sa kasalukuyang sistema ng agrikultura sa ating bansa ay talagang natatakot sila na mag-invest, ibigay yung minimum of 25% na kanilang inuutang sa Central Bank at saka sa iba pang mga lending institution. Kaya po nandyan din si Brother Socrates na sama namin upang mabuo yung aming initial na grupo. Meron din kaming mga board na nasa likod, pero ang unang-unang talagang kailangan po namin ay yung kagaya po ninyo, yung mga expertise nyo upang alalayan po kami sa adhikaing ito. Magandang umaga ulit.
Ang sunod na question ko po, ano ang relationship ninyo ngayon sa Department of Agriculture? Meron na ba kayong agreement?
Yes, meron po. Agreement namin kay Secretary na kami ang itinuturo na maging supplier ng Kadiwa project, yung mga pangangailangan ng Kadiwa. Unang-una, sa hanggat makakaya sana, national program. Kaya lahat-lahat sana yun ay masusuplayan namin. Kaya naalumpihit kami kasi unang-una yung MUA ay napakaliwanag na sinasabi niya na yung pangangailangan ng lahat ng Kadiwa stores ay sana sa atin manggagaling. Kaso, ang kaya pa lang naming binibigay yung mga gulay-gulay na lokal. Kaya lang, may problema rin po dito kasi ang mga gulay, pagkapanahon ng tag-ulan, kasi hindi pa naman uso gaano rito ang mga greenhouses natin, talagang umaasa tayo sa importation o lahat ng mga ibang mga product. Hindi pa handa ang saganang agrikultura, hindi pa handa kasi ito nga, bare pa lang yung ating ginagawa po dito. Kaya yun naman, tatamaan yung aming obligation na maging supplier. Kaya ang number one, para magawa ito, kailangan tanggapin natin na yung pangangailangan natin minsan ay manggagaling din sa ibang bansa. Ngayon, sa pagkuha sa ibang bansa, kailangan natin ang malaking kapital. Ngayon, yun po sana ang ikakatok namin sa inyo kung paano natin maayos yun upang talagang magampanan namin yung aming obligation bilang supplier.
Next question po, Chairman. Sabi niyo supplier kayo sa Ikadiwa. So,
Yes.
yung sinasabi niyong Kadiwa Center, sino po ang may-ari ng mga Kadiwa Center?
Ganito po, ang sistema po ng may tatlong bahagi ang isang Kadiwa upang mapatakbo natin ng tama. Ang number one is meron tayong Kadiwa Hub. Yung Kadiwa Hub is parang siguro familiar kayo dito sa FTI na ginawa nung panahon ni Pangulong Marcos. Na nung mga kabataan po namin, mga produkto namin dito sa farm, direkta na kaming pupunta doon. Kung kahit ilang truck halimbawang kalabasa, hindi, wala kaming takot kasi pagdating doon, kahit na 10 truck isang araw, pag pipirma lang doon, tapos na. Hindi gaya po nito na ang laging sinasabi natin ay oversupply, hindi bibilhin sa market. Yun po. Pangalawa, kailangan din tayo magpagawa ng isang mga centers. Ibig sabihin, ang pinakamaganda sa per cities na malalaki, pati municipalities, may isang center. Kasi siyang magdi-distribute para sa mga Kadiwa stores naman. Ganun po, yung Kadiwa Hub, doon kukunin ng center, yung center, doon naman kukuha ang store. Ang maganda po nito, dahil tayo ang supplier, tayo ang may karapatan na mag-identify ng mga ka-collaborators natin na magtatayo ng kanilang store. Kasi pagka may collaborative agreement, sila nang bibigyan natin na pwedeng ma-minimize natin yung sinasabi nating mga burokrasya na itong mga lokal na politika. Ayun po.
Yes, good morning. Ako po si Joel Canuel. Before I joined the SRT Multipurpose Cooperative, I am a former accountant of the government and then naging development worker din po ako ng Ayala Foundation. And after that, I joined a millionaire cooperative. So yun po yung aking naging past experience. As of now, I am the operations manager of the SRT Bagsakan located in Marikina City. And at the same time, ako po yung yung accountant ng SRT Cooperative. Ako po ay around 32 years na in the cooperative movement. Thank you.
So compliant kayo sa accounting system ng CDA?
Yes, opo.
Very good, very good.
And,
sino pa? Brother
Nicanor po.
Yes, good morning po. Ako po si Nick. Just call me Nick. Ako po ang marketing manager ng SRT Alcala Multipurpose Cooperative. Just to give you a background, ako po ay isang aquaculturist, no? Graduate of aquaculture from the University of the Philippines. Pero nag-migrate ang operation ko from aquaculture into agriculture kasi after my first experience sa farming, sa shrimp, particularly shrimp, I work with private sector as a marketing, technical and marketing manager for two marketing companies. Basically, ang involvement ko was into product development, market research, and distribution of agricultural products. Most of them are imported from US, from Europe, and from Japan. Ito yung mga produkto po na it's not a me-too product. Ito po yung produkto na ginagamit natin sa technology to enhance production po dito sa Philippines. Like, if you go to veterinary, nag-i-introduce po kami ng mga technical products to enhance production sa swine and poultry.
Very nice.
For aquaculture naman,
Very
we
nice.
introduce technical products to improve production of shrimp and fish.
Very
For
nice.
agriculture, we introduce organic fertilizers as well as other products to improve productivity. So what we do, we develop the market, we work with farmers, and in doing so, we also help the farmers sell their produce to the market. Kaya po kami nakapagsimula ng ganitong kadiwa system because nagsimula po ito sa problem ng mga farmers because we are into supply of inputs to the farmers. Nakikita na namin that when we supply the right inputs to the farmers, we are able to help the farmers produce more. But the problem is, pag marami ng production ng farmers, ang problema is there's no platform or there's no definite program to government para yung mga farmers madala nila yung produkto nila direct to the market. That is why, about 3 years ago, kami sa kooperatiba sa SRT, sumulat kami sa Department of Agriculture so that they can help us establish a Kadiwa store. A Kadiwa, kasi ang Kadiwa, meron siya, nakakapag-create na siya ng impression that when you say Kadiwa, it's a fresh product, it's a affordable products coming from the farmers direct to the market. So nakipag-usap kami sa DA so that they will allow us. And it took us more than 3 years para pansinin ng gobyerno para makapag-set up kami sa Metro Manila ng sarili nating palengke. So now, for the past 2 years, meron na ho tayong palengke sa Metro Manila and other stores na nakadistribute sa ibang cities in Metro Manila selling the farmers' produce direct to the end user. But again, masyadong kokonti pa ito at hindi pa enough to unload itong mga produce of the farmers dahil right now, magastos naman ang pagsiset up ng maraming palengke. That is why it is a good news for us if there are organizations na kagaya po ninyo na somehow it will support our direction in trying to sell farmers' produce direct to the end user and reducing the layering of products from the farmer to the end user by almost 10 layers, no? Ito po yung aming gusto sanang gawin. Yan lang po. Thank you.
Okay. I'm new here. This is my first time to meet you. So I have to apologize kung may mga questions ako na maybe I am questions na ahead of the cart. It's the cart ahead of the horse. But anyway, the way I understand it, nagtatayo kayo ngayon ng Kadiwa Center,
Yes.
right? So saan nyo kinukuha yung financing noon?
Number one po,
Financing na infrastruktura at saka financing ng mga materials to be sold.
ang totoo po niyan ay talagang sariling sikap at saka yung mga kaibigan na naniniwala tumataya rin. Yun po ang talagang ginawa ang source natin kasi unang-una may kunting ayusin pa at saka gagawin para sana mabuksan yung mga
Okay.
para gabayan po kami.
So assuming na yan, meron na nga kayo nakatayo na dyan sa Kadiwa Centers. Pag-supply sa inyo, saan galing yung financing pambili ng mga produkto?
Okay.
Sariling sikap po muna.
Akala ko ba Department of Agriculture ang tumutulong sa inyo?
Tumutulong po ng pag-facilitate pero yung funding may sistema naman po kasi galing naman po kayo siguro sa alam nyo naman ang sistema ng government, kailangan mag-submit ka, ma-aprobahan, wala pa po kami doon pero yun ang direction po namin.
Kuwan lang ito, medyo random solution ko lang ito. And
Yes, sir.
pardon the questions. No? Meron kayong magiging kalaban dyan, mga pamilihang bayan, right?
Yes,
Bakit hindi kayo magsama-sama sa pamilihang bayan? Ganito, recommendation, sabi sa inyo, random solution lang ito habang nag-uusap tayo. Ang pamilihang bayan, pinatatakbo yan ng LGU, right? Under the local government code, lahat ng kooperatiba may priority sa tinatawag nating partnership with the government, yung public-private partnership agreement. Priority
Ano
ang
po yan?
kooperatiba dyan. So why don't you enter into a cooperative with the LGU para ma-take over nyo yung pamilihang bayan? Palitan yung pangalan ng pamilihang bayan, gawin yung ikadiwa ang pagiging pangalan. Ang lahat ng mga members niyo dyan, yung mga existing market vendors nila.
Tama po.
Di ba?
Kaya lang, ito po naman ang negative na punto po dyan. Ang pamilihang bayan, may sarili po silang sistema. May sarili silang nakalatag na sistema na yun ang ginagawa nila. At saka unang-una po dyan, highly political po yan. Alam naman po natin.
Okay.
Ngayon, bilang mga magsasaka na hindi na involved sa mga politika na yan, yun po ang talagang problema. Papasok ka, pero tinatrato ka nila bilang outsider base sa karanasan po namin. Kaya ang napag-usapan namin, nung nakita namin yung problemang ganon, tayo mismo ang gagawa ng ating mga bagsakan para sistema natin ang ating ipapatupad. Hindi gaya sa kanila, pupunta kami, magkakarga kami, tulungan ka na, iuwi mo na, nabulok na. Yan po talaga.
Saka,
Yeah.
excuse sir, sharing lang ng experience, no? Yung concept po ninyo is very good, no? But lahat ng mga options po na to, nasubukan namin. Like for example, itong bagong silang na palengke ng Caloocan, no? Itong bagong silang na palengke ng Caloocan is a very nice, brand new palengke na bakante. Okay? So, with Brother Joel saka ako, kinausap namin si Congressman. Si Congressman Malapitan. Kinausap namin ang mga councilors, no? Kasi gusto namin gamitin yung palengke nila kasi hindi nagagamit. And Bagong Silang is the biggest barangay in the whole Philippines. Napakadaming tao dyan. Gusto sana namin ilagay doon yung co-op natin, pati yung Kadiwa operation natin. Ang naging problema, first, kakausapin mo yung councilor, city council. Ang tagal na panahon kakausapin mo dyan, hindi pa sila makapag-decide. Pangalawa, meron silang fina-follow na rate per square meter dyan sa palengke na yan na you have to follow. Otherwise, ang mga LGU daw, mate-technical sila, baka mag-graph pa sila pag nagbigay sila ng mas mababa doon sa rate na yan. Which yung rate po na kanilang binibigay is masyado namang mahal na hindi kaya humbayaran ng mga magsasaka natin yung rental. Hindi lang yan na example, meron pang iba. Pumunta kami po dito sa dito, Nepa Q-Mart. Okay, Nepa Q-Mart is a commercial palengke. Merong palengke doon tabi, kinausap din namin yung may-ari ng palengke. At naglagay din kami doon ng pwesto. Pero dahil kami newcomer, kami hindi ko alam kung anong tingin nila sa amin, threat, binigyan kami ng pwesto. Siguro after mga 3 to 4 days, kahit na nagbayad na kami ng deposit, umalis din kami. Kaya hindi nagsusurvive po itong farmers organization doon sa ganung environment. Then later on, kinausap namin, ito ho yung pinaka nakita namin na medyo nagawa namin na medyo partially successful. Kinausap namin si Bayani Fernando nung bago pa namatay. Nag-sit down kami kay Bayani Fernando. Sabi namin kay Bayani Fernando, Sir, you have a big area na walang gamit.
Marikina yan.
Kasi, opo, tambakan ng bakal, sabi namin. Pwede ba namin gamitin para matulungan natin itong mga farmers natin? O di, syempre, ito naman si Bayani, negosyante. It took us siguro 5 or 6 months to sit down with Bayani. And finally, nag-agree siya. Sabi niya, okay, bibigyan ko kayo ng space dito, pero ang arrangement, profit sharing tayo. Sinasabi niya. So, para sa amin, pwede na rin yung profit sharing. Kaya lang, ang profit sharing na yan pala, babayaran namin lahat ng rental niya per square meter, yung mga maiiwan, yun lang paghahatian. So, in the end, halos nagpagod din kami, di rin talaga kumita ang ating mga magsasaka. The concept of bringing their produce to the market is there, pero yung environment ho, hindi ho very ideal para sa mga magsasaka, ma-maximize nila yung kanilang negosyo o they get additional revenue from doing direct marketing. Yun ho ang mga naging problema dito sa mga activity na ginawa namin. So ngayon, naghahanap po kami ng possibility na makapag-establish kami. Meron na kami nakuhang pwesto sa Quezon City na walang bayad, dinonate ng chairman, na gamitin namin ng libre. All we have to do, ipa-develop lang namin at doon na kami magkakaroon ng bagsakan. So, yung mga ganitong example, sir, ang nakikita namin na makakatulong po dito sa aming mga farmers to bring their produce and sell in Metro Manila na wala masyadong cost.
Okay. Yeah, so ang dami ko na nakikita mga missing dots, no? Isa sa mga missing dots, isa sa mga naging problema ninyo is pagdating ng produkto sa outlet, walang buyer, right?
Yes, ano po.
Pero dapat yan ang ginagawa namin. I-empower natin yung purchasing power ng mga mahihirap. Sila yung market din ninyo, di ba?
Ano po.
Di ba? So,
Tama po.
sa ngayon, ang mga mahirap baka bibili lang ng ilang kilong manok o ilang pirasong itlog. Pero kung mataas na ang purchasing power nila, tataas din ang purchases niyan. Kaya nga sabi sa akin ng mga ekonomista ng government, inflationary yung iniisip mo, Ed. Sure, kako, ano bang formula ng inflation? Pagka mataas ang money supply mo pero mababa ang volume of trade mo, may inflation. Sabi ko, mataas ang money supply kasi tumaas ang kita ng mga tao, pero tumaas din ang purchasing power nila, kaya pwersada tayo na mag-produce din. So, isa sa mga questions ko kay Brother Clinton, nag-usap kami, maganda itong programa ng gobyerno. Sabi ko, pakitanong mo lang kung pwede nilang ibalik yung dati nilang mandato doon sa food terminal market na ang buyer of last resort is the government. Buyer of last resort and buyer o seller of last resort. Pwede ba yun? Dahil sa kung pwede yun, wala tayong problema sa market, wala tayong problema sa financing.
We have done that in 2017 to 2018 with the local government unit of Quezon City. Panahon pa yun parang andyan pa si Vice Mayor Joy na yung pagkarap sa amin. We have tried a modality that we ask one particular area in Quezon City, ilang sakong bigas ang kanilang na nakukonsume in one particular month. Nag-experiment kami nun. So sabihin natin 1,000 sacks of rice. So yung 1,000 sacks of rice, pinupil namin yung amount doon. Then we try to contact a rice farmer in Isabela that will produce 1,000. So kinuha muna namin yung amount para gawing capital ng mga rice farmer. And then may agreement na within this month, i-deliver nila yung 1,000 sacks of rice. Actually, it's a very successful initiative. But unfortunately, again, after the change of administration, hindi naman tinuloy. Kasi yun pa lang, yung modality na yun, pag ilagay yun siya sa memorandum of agreement between the Department of Agriculture or time by time, the Department of Agriculture, the Farmers Cooperative, as well as the local government unit, mahulog na yun na yung magiging marketing agreement, which is more particular on the crops that will be purchased by the local government unit. It all depends, like rice, corn, egg, livestock, poultry, and so on and so forth. So, by then, may assurance si farmer na may sure market siya. So, pwede natin idadaan dito sa kaliwa. Parang
I'm sorry, Brad, but SRP for me is not a good practice in the Philippines. But I can guarantee you, these corporations will still participate, not because of SRP. Mari yung budget nila sa SRP, gagamitin nila to participate. Not because they wanted to assist, but because they see the opportunity, right? Papakita natin sa mga taong yan na yung SRP nila, hindi yan binibigay na tulong, kundi participation nila because of the economic opportunity available to them.
yeah, what I mean, Brother Ed, SRT is the cooperative.
SRT. Okay.
Yeah, SRT is the cooperative. The SRB is
Social responsibility. Okay.
SR. SR naman is the corporate social responsibility.
So anyway, nabanggit kanina ni Brother, I don't know if that was Brother Nick or Brother Joel, ang nagsabi na nahirapan sila sa LGUs. But katunayan nga, mandated under RA, yung Cooperative Local Government Code of the Philippines. Under the Local Government Code of the Philippines, mandated ang mga LGUs to assist the cooperatives. So I do not know why they are treating you like that. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point again, Brother Clint, if I may just interject a bit, hindi lang yung pag-produce nila may sure market. What I would like to introduce to as a strategy for you is, nagtatanim pa lang sila, bayad na sila. That's the reason why I ask, would the government, would Department of Agriculture be willing to come in and be the buyer or the seller of last resort? meron akong mekanismo na gagawin diyan so that ang mga farmers natin, mag-uumpisa pala magtanim, bayad na sila.
We are here right now to address all these issues and concerns, particularly on the program Kadiwa ng Pangulo. And we are already talking to those persons right on the horse mouth. What are the information, issues, challenges that they encounter during the implementation? So maybe this is the right time also that we will start making some solutions. For this, siguro titingnan natin na the chairman Libby is already give the information na yung mga challenges nila, as well as si Nicanor and then Joel also give some information.
Meron ka na
Nicanor.
nagawa ng
Yes.
project study. So at the end of the day, I'd like to see the pro forma statements.
For itong bagsakan na
Yes.
business ng cooperative, before we started this project, meron kaming complete projected cash flow, projected income statement. It's a sort of feasibility study.
Yeah.
Na po pwede natin makita how much is the needed capitalization, what is the projected income, all those things.
Good. I'd like to see that because at the end of the day, when you talk of funding, all I have to do is just to present the pro forma financial statements, di ba? And then yung supporting assumptions natin magagaling sa feasibility study mo. Okay? Kaya importante, basic yung project study na yon. Then, sabi mo, nagawa mo na yung projected financial statements. Okay na yon. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, anyway, another thing, Sir Joel, Sir Ed, and everyone, nag-come up ng talaga itong initiative na to na connecting all those different entities and organizations. It's because of what we have proposed several years ago na lang. Ang ginagawa namin ngayon, gumawa kami ng Ikadiwa. Dito naman pumasok picture yung Ikadiwa. Ikadiwa is electronic kadiwa, no? Electronic kadiwa na lahat ng transaction digital. Unang-una, may registration tayo ng mga farmers and producer folks. Yun yung mga producers natin, as well as yung mga stakeholders. Si stakeholders, doon napapasok si Kadiwa Store, Kadiwa Center, and all those involved in agricultural and fisheries production. Then, and so on and so forth. So, napasok yan doon sa platform natin. Itong ikadiwa natin na system was based doon sa binigay na nakalimutan ko yung memorandum circular. I think that was dated last year. I think we have the copy of that, Sir Ed. So pwede mo i-share siya para at least doon makita natin doon the whole picture of this initiative na para matulungan talaga itong both cooperative na involved sa Kadiwa. Gagawa natin ng system with the help of Brother Leo. So papasok dito si IoT. Si IoT ngayon yung magiging system developer as well as whatever anong digital platform na gagamitin to capture everything. So mayroong dashboard sila Sir Ed, sila Chairman, and then other stakeholders na or as well as the stakeholders doon sa platform na yun para at least doon na mag-usap-usap. And then yun yung isang proposal na kaya tayo nag-come up ng ganito para we can address everything. Kasi ang problema talaga, nakikita ko dito, wala talaga proper communication. So, Sir Ed, anong masabi mo?
Napakaganda ng project ninyo, ha? Napakaganda, napakalaki. Yun ang first step to really solve the economic problem of the Philippines. The only way to solve the economic problem of the Philippines is to uplift the lives of the poor. After all, sabi ko sa inyo, ang economic power nila represents 42% ng banking deposits.
Brother Clint, ako muna before Brother Kits, no?
Okay, go ahead, Bro Leo.
Okay po. For the info of everyone, well, Brother Ed knows this na naman, tsaka si Brother Clint. But for the SRT Co-op po, no, I'll just also give you a initiative that I had previously 2020. Fast forward, it was intended sana para matulungan yung mga maapektuhan po nung pag-lockdown. Now ako po na task po yung kumpanya ko to do the initiatives for data acquisition para do sa mga on-the-ground farmers, magkaroon po yung sinasabi ni Brother Clint na data. Kasi po medyo sabog po talaga yung data, iba-ibang klaseng data, kanya-kanya, naka-localized, merong national, pero hindi po nagkikita-kita talaga. But fast forward, nabigyan po ako ng agreement ng Department of Agriculture with my company for 5 years that we will support them, at ang tawag po namin dun sa initiative na project name namin is Bayani Kita.
At this time of the pandemic, it's truly the fishermen and the farmers na nagpapakain sa atin. Ito yung naging very basic sa mga needs natin na nasasagot. At sinong sumasagot? Etong mga mangingisda at mga magsasaka natin.
They are the ones who feeds our mouth. We now say they are the new heroes. And true enough, at the back of me, these are the heroes that we will be talking about.
Ako nga pala po si Rodrick Sabinusa, 45 years old, taga dito sa bayan ng Suyo.
Ako po si Moses Ducala. Ako po ay taga Suyo sa Sikibito. Tatay namin dating magsasaka, gaya ng sabi nila noon na sana mag-aral kami, pero sa hirap ng buhay, di natupad ang mga pangarap ng aming mga magulang. Kaya nung bata pa ako, talagang magsasaka na ang na trabaho namin hanggang sa ngayong kasalukuyan po, ma'am.
Sa mga tanim namin dito, tanim namin na kamote, palay, saging. Ayun naman kasi yung mga number 1 na produkto namin dito, ma'am. Ang problema namin na number 1 sa kamote, itong presyo. Ito yung talagang may isang malaking problema namin dahil hindi namin na mimintin yung tamang presyo. Minsan, tumataas tapos biglang bababa. Kaya kaming mga farmers nahihirapan. Imbis na umangat ang aming kabuhayan, halos para lalo kaming bumabagsak.
One challenge that is so clear and obvious in the Philippines food value chain is the very thick layer of intermediaries, and this is making the producer's profit very thin and in consumers' price very high.
Umpisa pa lang maganda yung presyo, tapos hindi namin alam kung mga komersyante na yung gumagawa ng paraan para ibaba nila yung presyo. Kami wala kaming magawa. Kung ano yung sabihin nilang presyo, yun lang. Wala kaming magawa, ibigay lang namin kaysa naman sa masira. Kami na may produkto, wala kaming karapatan na magbigay ng presyo. Yung mga komersyante yung talagang nagbibigay ng presyo. Halos lahat kami ng farmers dito sa Suyo talagang nahihirapan.
Kung yung pakiramdam talaga, ma'am, hindi patas talaga yung presyo na kaya tanggap namin. Kung kami ay magbibinta at saka kami ang bibili, talagang hindi patas talaga, ma'am. Kaya hindi lang medyo, masakit talaga ang pakiramdam namin na kami naman ang paggalingan ng mga bigas na binibinta doon sa market. Bakit kami na nagtatrabaho? Kami ba ang talagang dihado kami po?
There is already a study about this, that through the use of new technologies, we can really optimize their profit because there will be no more middlemen.
Digital technology can address this challenge to some extent, not perfectly, by bringing the producers closer to the consumers and without being dependent on the entire, thick layer of intermediaries. But this change will affect so many people. This is not the change just affecting the farmers and the consumers, but everybody in the entire system. So the systemic approach is needed.
This app is a vision of allowing us to democratize the whole food supply chain. Me and some of my good friends in the University of the Philippines and Pocolare was able to coin this word, Bayani Kita. And the Bayani Kita is actually 4 powerful words in that one word of an app.
Andun yung ani, andun yung kita, at nandun yung pag pinagsama-sama mo sa ating bayan, sila ang ating mga bayani. Kaya parang it's a personal thing whenever we would say, bayani kita. So, ito yung gusto din namin iparating sa mga mangingisda at mga magsasaka natin na kayo ang aming bayani. You're my hero.
They always say about bayani kita, it's all about farmers. It is not. It's the full ecosystem. It's both farmers and the consumer, tayo. So it's a collaboration of both stakeholders in this app. That's why it's democratizing the whole Philippines, because all of us are being the stakeholders because we consume all this produce of these farmers, and the farmers themselves who feeds us will now be able to leverage on this digital platform for it now to be realized. And just put it on a marginalized sector where you digitize them. Can you just imagine the power of the tool of using technology, using all these digital platforms for them to be able to participate in a global economy? In fact, Philippines, being an agricultural country, we can even supply the world. And it's a matter of time for us to realize this, because digital is everywhere, anytime, anywhere.
So yung bayani kita, nandyan pa rin po yan. At ito po yung napag-uusapan namin lately ni Brother Clint, at saka po si Kits, at saka si Lawrence. Yan, sila po yung nandito ngayon kasi we're trying to see what we can leverage from this agreement that is still up and running with the government na hawak ko po. At the same time, ay baka naman po we can, yung vision naman ni Brother Clint na how we can really fulfill yung isang parang exchange para magkita-kita ang lahat. Yun naman po ang hine-expect namin na baka po ma-leverage namin din yung meron na kami na arrangement. So siguro si Brother Kits ang can also share to us yung mga nakikita po niyang initiative naman para po rito.
Yes, thank you, Brother Leo. Well, my name is Daniel Kisbugayong. So I became part of our group. Pagdating naman po sa financing side, nakikita ko medyo maganda yung potential dahil the 3 factors na kailangan sa financing side is of course income generating yung project, and at the same time we can help our farmers and other stakeholders dito. Definitely pare-pareho po tayo ng intensyon magawa natin successful itong ikadiwa. So later on na lang po siguro yung part ko, once na kompleto na ba yung data, pagdating sa ano yung magiging primary role ng funder dito, kung this could be a PTP project or whatsoever, and that's po yung time ng entry ko once na meron na po tayo mga project studies and everything. Thank you very much po.
Yeah, just to summarize siguro para malaman ninyo kung ano yung ginagawa namin ngayon, no? I'd like to share with you a video para just to summarize kung ano yung ginagawa namin.
We are not called to imitate the world. We are called to transform it.
po yung briefly kung ano yung mandato natin sa Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative. By the way, lahat ng mga sasama sa Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative, lahat ng matutulungan na kooperatiba, lahat ng mga members nila, magiging stockholders din po na Magnificat Canada. Magnificat Canada, ito po yung list, yung financing vehicle ng Philippine cooperatives sa global financial markets. Kung sa ngayon pa lang nahirapan na tayo kumuha ng pera sa local financial markets, how much more sa global? That's where we come in. We will assist you how to access the funds from the local financial markets at sa global financial markets. So, kakailangan din namin yung participation niyo. By participating with us, everybody becomes a stockholder of Magnificat Canada. At the end of the day, ang major shareholders ng Magnificat Canada, mga kooperatiba. Pag sinabi namin kooperatiba, siyempre pag-aarian na hindi isang tao, kundi pag-aarian ng mga members. So everybody effectively becomes a shareholder of Magnificat Canada. Yan lang po. Kung may mga questions po kayo sa akin, I'm open to your questions.
Yeah, Chairman, Sir Joel or Sir Nick, baka may mga question kayo, you can do it right now.
Sir Nick, ikaw muna.
Ako muna, Chairman, ating pagkakilala dyan sa Magnificat Cooperative, napaka-shallow pa naman. Hindi natin alam how they do it, no? Kasi tayo, we've been in the cooperative industry for the past 30 years, no? At yung mga ins and outs sa cooperative, medyo nadaanan na natin, Ngayon, with regards to our operation as a Kadiwa, ang namin dito, Brother Ed, is that naghahanap po kami ng possible partner that will assist us in implementing this program, At we're hoping that your cooperative can give that that portion, that part ng aming co-op, particularly on sa needed capitalization, Kasi right now meron kaming operation right now here in Metro Manila, but masyadong maliit ito compared to yung talagang gusto naming gawin, Siguro nabanggit naman na ni Chairman that about 2 years ago, binigyan nga kami ng kontrata with DA, actually it's a MOA, na kami ang mag-supply ng buong Kadiwa. But in doing so, kung ang gagamitin namin dito is our working capital, hanggang sa MOA na lang yung ang aming pinag-uusapan, Meron kaming maliit na operation sa Marikina, meron kaming maliit na operation sa Tondo. We supply the DSWD's Walang Gutom program. Pero pa rin, as a cooperative, parang hindi namin magampanan yung talagang gusto namin gawin in cooperation with the Department of Agriculture. So, ang gusto namin makita ngayon, with your cooperative at saka ating cooperative, how can we work together?
All right, very good.
And achieve what we wanted to achieve with the limitations of capitalization.
Very good. Just to answer your question, kung paano makakatulong si Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative na matagal na kayo sa cooperative at 30 years na kayo. Ako, bankero ako since 1970s, right? Sa banking, meron kami tinatawag na fractional reserve banking. Ang fractional reserve banking, ang ibig po sabihin niyan, meron kayong deposito sa bangko na 100,000 pesos, immediately the bank will lend 80,000 pesos. They will only keep 20,000 pesos as primary reserve, right? Ganyan din po ang gagawin natin sa kooperatiba. Kaya po, lahat ng mga members ng kooperatibang tutulungan namin ay magiging member din po ng Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative kahit na wala hong cash outlay. Meron kaming dalawang klaseng membership. Tinatawag kaming, alam niyo na yan, associate members at saka regular members. Ang associate members namin, 0 ang cash outlay nila. Right? Ang regular members, 4,000. Yung 0 cash outlays, bakit po? Ang kooperatiba that was crafted to help the poor, How could you help the poor kung ang kanilang meron silang cash outlay ng 500 pesos? Eh, hindi nga nila kinikitain niya sa isang araw tapos pababayar mo ng membership. Right? So anyway, sa amin, zero cash outlay. Pero lahat ng mga Pilipino bumibili ng pagkain araw-araw. Yung minimum na binibili ng Pilipino kahit na mahirap yan is 200 pesos a day or 1,400. Ang projection na ginawa namin, wag ng 200, 100 na lang. Pero bibigyan namin sila ng Co-op Cash. Ang Co-op Cash parang GCash yan, Brother Nick. Right? Ang GCash pag ginamit nyo, o Maya pag ginamit nyo, may transaction fee. Kayo, mga members natin, lahat ng mga members natin, magkakaroon din ng Co-op Cash o yung tinatawag nilang e-wallet, pero walang convenience fee. Pero buying and selling nila among themselves. Ang merchant, ang market vendor, member natin. Ang magdi-deliver na tricycle driver, member natin. Ang supplier natin, member natin. So therefore, pag-deliver ng isang farmer o fisherman sa market vendor, bayad siya kaagad. Right? Or even if hindi pa siya nakakapagtanim, bayad na rin siya. That's another strategy that I'm going to show. So therefore, ang target namin is magkaroon ng Co-op Cash, magkaroon ng mga Co-op Cash holders, mga mahihirap na mga 1 million. Hindi natin makukuha agad yung 1 million members. Ilan ang fishermen natin? Ilan ang coconut farmers natin? 3.5. Ilan ang agriculture at saka fish? Sa agriculture sector, nasa 10 million po ang mga members lahat niyan. If we can get 1 million of them as members at lahat yan may Co-op Cash, bumibili yan araw-araw ng 100,000 100 pesos. Sa loob ng isang linggo, 700 pesos. Kung 1 million lahat po yan, Brother Nick, merong 700 million ang Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative. Ang 100 million na yan, 700 million na yan, 80% yan pwede nating gamitin. Pero sa umpisa, hindi po natin gagawin yan. Because Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative is not a bank, it's not a member of the Bankers Association of the Philippines, hindi tayo member ng interbank lending market. But mayroon akong strategy whereby guaranteed ang liquidity, right? And we rest assured na kung mayroon tayong 1 million members, mayroon tayong 700 million linggo-linggo. 50% of that or 350 million of that pwede natin pautang. And 10% of that pwede natin gawin sa loan syndications. 10% means 70 million. 10% pwede tayong mag-participate sa isang loan syndication na 700 million. So, yung loan syndication na yon, sasama sa atin ng mga commercial banks kasi may participation tayong 10% ng 700 million. Okay? Medyo na-gets nyo ba yon, Brother Nick?
Yes. Quiet. In my side. Yeah.
So in short, hindi natin kailangan yung pera ng mga foreigners kasi pagka kinuha natin ng pera ng isang foreigner o isang mayaman, ang golden rule will apply. You know what's the golden rule sa business? He who has the gold rules. So hindi tayo maghahanap ng foreign investor, hindi tayo maghahanap ng malaking investor. Ang pera magagaling sa mga mahihirap at hindi nila pauutang sa atin. Binibili nila, sa atin lang kukunin lang natin yung cash flow nila. Brother Joel, you're an accountant. Ang cash flow na yan, acquired ng Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative. Diba? So, matutuwa ba ang bangko? Matutuwa sila. Kasi ang settlement bank natin, bangko pa rin eh. Katunayan, nung i-explain ko yan sa Land Bank of the Philippines, nung presidente pa si Hilda Pico, ang unang sabi sa akin ni Hilda, Ed, bawal yan na, quasi banking yan. Kako Hilda, this is the cooperative code. Hindi ito regulated ng Central Bank of the Philippines. Walang pakialam sa Central Bank sa atin. Sabi niya, oy maganda yan ah. So may kasama akong chairman ng isang credit cooperative. Sabi niya, Mr. Loke, sundin mo yung sinasabi ni Mr. Quinto, bibigyan kita ngayon din, bigyan kita ng 500 million credit line. So hindi natin kukunin yung credit line natin. Gagawin nating secondary reserve yon because we are not participants to an interbank market. because we are not a bank. So yung credit line na yon, magdeposito tayo ng 100 million sa bangko, sabi ko, bigyan nyo kami ng credit line na 80 million to cover our liquidity. So just to show you the kind of financial management that we are going to do for the credit cooperatives. Just to give you the idea, the confidence level that I have, because ako, naglo-loan syndication ako ng araw ng malalaking, para mas malaking kumpanya, walang collateral. Bakit naman ngayon, mauutang lang kooperatiba kung ano ng collateral hinihingi? Samantalang ako nung araw, hanggang ngayon, nakakapag-loan syndication ako, walang collateral. Saan kukuha yung borrower ng collateral ng $100 million? Yun ang tinatawag nating financial engineering. At sasama sa atin, hindi lang local, kundi including global financial institutions. Sabi ko sa inyo, I'm 78 years old. I have been in banking since 1975. Ngayon, time to give back my expertise. Ang expertise ko dati binibigay ko sa mga amo ko. Ang amo ko dati ang may-ari ng Delta Motor Corporation. Nagkaroon ako ng loan syndication para sa kanya ng $50 million. Sabi ko, boss, ikaw ang pipirma nito ha. Yung $50 million na loan syndication ko para sa Delta Motor Corporation, may collateral ba yun? Pero nagpipirmahan na kami ng mga foreign banks. Sabi ng boss ko, I do not know what Ed is doing here, but this is nice. So, tayo yung mga maliliit na tao, hanggang ngayon, expected na malalaking tao, wala tayong power. Tayo pala yung nag-empower sa kanila. So, any question doon sa explanation ko? I'm afraid maraming nawala doon.
Okay. Brother Ed, no. Nasundan naman namin yung sinasabi nyo. Now, going back to the reality, no. For example,
That's
ngayon,
reality, Brother Nick. It's reality. It's my experience.
It's reality, but to shall we say, not to the long-term plan, no? Yung malapitan lang, no. For example, in our cooperative, brother, no. How do we start now with the existing current status of cooperative right now to be able to achieve that kind of the direction right now?
Sinasabi ko na sa inyo, tinatanong siya, ano ang
paano natin
commitment?
sisimulan?
Ano ang commitment ng Department of Agriculture sa inyo? Number 1, meron silang 3 million pesos para sa mga ikadiwa center ninyo. Number 2, mahirap bang kunin ang commitment nila that they will become the buyer and the seller of last resort na katulad ng food terminal market? Is that hard? Is that a long term, or is that you could do that tomorrow?
Ito in my experience, sir, no. With regards to the government to buy our produce, kasi ito nag-request na rin kami before, no.
No. They are not going to come up with any cash outlay, Brad. They're simply
Okay.
commit because now they are already spending billions of pesos to support the supply of agriculture in the Philippines. All I need is for their commitment to be the buyer and the seller of last resort. They do not have to come up with a cash outlay. That is where the commodities exchange market will come into play. Ako naging international trader ako ng kape sa New York. Wala pa akong supply ng kape pero may buyer na ako. Okay? And ang importation ko ng kape nung araw is millions of dollars. All right? So in short, yung sinasabi niyo na ikakat natin yung mga middlemen, hindi. I'm sorry to say, brothers, pag sinabi niyo ikat niyo middlemen, you're just practically saying, let us amend the law of supply and demand, which is a natural way of doing that. Everybody plays a part in what we are trying to do. Pati yung mga manipulators na market, they will toe the line. They will play it justifiably with us. The moment we implement the commodities exchange mechanism, lahat magpa-participate, whether loko-lokong trader yan o hindi. Everybody will toe the line. Sabi ko sa inyo, because of that, nagtatanim pala yung farmer, meron na silang bayad. So hindi na sila magre-rely sa financier na mga traders. Kasi nagtatanim pala sila, bayad na sila. Nag-deliver sila sa ikadiwa ninyo, bayad sila. Walang pera ang Ikadiwa Center, mag-iimprenta tayo ng pera. Figuratively. Alam niyo kung bakit? You're familiar with the Kidan receipts nung araw, hindi ba? Are you familiar? Do you remember the Kidan receipts?
Yes.
Warehouse receipts. Tayo, imbes mag-issue tayo ng warehouse receipts, pag-deliver nila sa Kadiwa Center ninyo, Magnificent Central Credit Cooperative will give them a credit for their money. All right? Yung meron silang co-op cash, we will credit their co-op cash with the kind of amount of product that they're going to deliver. So long term yan, yes, it's long term. Short term, kaya nga tinanong ko, may project study na ba kayo? Yung project study ba ninyo, kasama diyan yung commitment ng Department of Agriculture for them, not only to provide the 3 million peso funding, but also just to commit to become the buyer and seller of last resort na hindi nga sila maglalabas ng pera eh. Yan ang functions ng commodities exchange. May buyer and seller ka, ang lalaki ng mga kontrata, pero walang lumalabas na pera. But at the end of the day, everybody's happy because may pera sila. Pagkatapos ng kontrata, yes, Brother Nick, I'm sorry. Before you ask a question, I don't like to leave any stone unturned. Any more question, Brother Nick, about what we are trying to do? Experience ko yan, Brother Nick, for the more than last 50 years.
Yeah, oo. Ang ano ko lang dito, sir, is that I do not know if we can get that commitment from the government of buyer of last resort because hindi ko alam kung if they can issue that, no? But so after working with them, parang hindi ko nakikita yung ganyan na commitment.
Hindi pa nila alam yan eh.
Sir Ed,
Yeah.
let me give some inputs about that matter. The mindset of these people inside Department of Agriculture is that they have to disburse their billions of budget in every fiscal year. So the problem, the big problem of the Department of Agriculture is how they will be able to disburse their money.
Yun na yung sinasabi ni Brother Nick na immediate. Gamitin na ninyo. Kunin na ninyo.
Yes. Ang problema, ganito problema, Brother Ed. The problem there is, mayroon na silang kanya-kanyang allocation. So there's a different allocation on the different production and so on and so forth. But again, I'm sorry to tell this, but it's very off the record.
Corruption lang yan. Corruption lang yan.
Yeah, you have the right term for that. So sinasabi ko dito, yung commitment ng mga local government, I can guarantee you that once you can give a good presentation to the secretary as well as to the local government unit, kayang-kaya natin yung siya ibalik. The commitment, me myself, I will give you some 80 or 90% assurance that we can get that commitment from them. Ang suggestion ko nga ngayon, this will be a private initiative po, Brother Ed, Brother Nick, and to all sitting right now.
Wala ba kayong question pa sa akin? Ayaw niyo bang tanongin sa ako kung paano naman kami kikita samantalang libre ang services namin?
Sir Nick, go ahead.
Sir, magtatanong ako kung paano kikita si Sir Ed. Okay?
Yeah. All right.
Kapag ka ang Magnificat Central Cooperative can accommodate the financial requirement of our cooperative to push through with this program sa kanilang evaluation, palagay ko naman all the support that the cooperative can give to our cooperative, hindi naman free, no? So, it's up to you to put ano ba ang charges doon? Okay
Libre
lang.
pa rin. Kita nga ninyo, transaction fee ng mga merchants natin, libre. Right?
Mas masaya kami niyan na Sir Ed, no? Ang sa amin
Anyway,
talaga.
to answer your questions, Magnificat Canada, ang business model ng Magnificat Canada is a digital media. A digital media similar to Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Meaning, binibigay sa inyo yung libre mga services nila. Bakit? Kasi mayroon silang data acquisition for analytics.
Yes.
So kami, kikita kami sa digital advertising.
Yes.
When you say kami, sino kami? Kayo yun eh.
Tayo.
Kayo yun eh. Right?
Yeah.
So ang shareholders na Magnificat Canada, makikinabang yung mga members ng kooperatiba. Meron ba kayong nilabas na pera para maging stockholders kayo? Hindi. So, meron tayong tinatawag na patronage refund sa cooperatives, hindi ba?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kung magkano yung kinita nyo patronage refund sa kooperatiba sa Philippines, gagawin ko rin yan, pero gagawin kong dollars. At index yan sa stock market price.
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars. Meaning, kung ang naging patronage refund niyo is 20,000 pesos, possible, very possible na magiging ang inyong hindi namin tinatawag na patronage refund yan. Profit sharing is $20,000. So, kumita na kayo ng 20,000 pesos sa inyong mga kooperatiba, kumita pa kayo ng $20,000 na profit sharing from Magnificat Canada. How about that, Brother Nick?
Oh, that's great. Napakaganda yan, Brother Ed.
Hindi lang yun, Brad. Right? Ibibigay namin sa inyo yan in form of what we call phantom shares. Meaning, phantom shares, kung kumita ka ng $20,000, right? Ang kapalit yan, kung let's say $1 per share ka, so mayroon kang 20,000 shares. Eh kung ang stock market price ng Magnificat Canada is $10, so your 20,000 shares now becomes $200,000. Do you follow?
Baka hindi ko na ma-compute yung dolyar niya, sir.
Oh, right? Di ba? Oh. So in short, yun ang sinasabi ko, kumikita yung mga YouTube na yan, yung mga Facebook na yan, sa dugo at pawis ng Pilipino, eh bakit hindi natin ibigay sa kanila?
Okay.
Right?
So how do we start, Brother, here? Paano? How do we start from here?
Nag-umpisa na tayo 1.5 hours ago.
You got me at hello.
Hindi ko pa rin talaga imagine. Sorry, pero until now, hindi ko alam how do we start putting this into action. Hindi masyadong okay.
You let me in now.
That's where we get Brother Joel will come in.
Tayo. Yeah. Kaya papasok tayo para ma-put in place lahat. We'll make this one as in one document. So this will be the task that will be given, hopefully. Siguro ibibigay ko kay Bro Ed kung may mga legal documents sila na available. As well as Sir Ned, kung meron kayong available document, pagsamahin natin lahat yan. And then ilalagay lang natin yung target natin na goal kung saan tayo mag-limit. So I'm talking about agreement. Whatever agreement that we have come up, doon na papasok.
Huwag nating kakalimutan, napakalaki ng role ni Brother Leo dito, yung kanyang apps.
Yeah.
Because kung wala yung apps na yun, we cannot move. Yung bang kooperatiba ninyo, may mga associate members din kayo?
Meron po.
May problema ba kayo pagka yung mga members niyo maging members din na Magnificat Central Credit Cooperative as associate member para wala na cash outlay?
Wala naman po sa ganang paniniwala personal. Wala naman.
Wala.
Napapaganda pa nga sana.
Eh, para bang sinabi mo, meron kang account sa BPI, pwede ka naman mag-open ng account sa BDO, hindi ba? Kaya lang hinihingi ko, para mabigyan ng co-op cash yung mga members natin lahat, dapat member sila ng MCC kasi ang issuer lang at saka acquirer ng co-op cash is MCC. Hindi tayo pupunta sa banknet, hindi tayo pupunta doon. Kaya hindi tayo regulated na central bank. Hands off sa atin ang central bank. Katunayan, sinabi nga sa akin na yung head ng legal department ng CDA, Ed, bawal yung ginagawa mo. Sabi ko, bakit? Eh, masyadong malaki yan. Sabi ko, saan sa cooperative code na nagsasabing bawal lumaki ang kooperatiba? Di ba?
Another thing, Brother Ed, or I am challenged right now that we'll get that 1 million members before the end of this year.
Salamat, Brother Clint. Alam mo naman, nasa Canada ako. How could I recruit members?
Yeah.
kayo inaasahan ko. Brother Clint, if you can get the 1 million, I can guarantee you we have a 700 million cash flow. 50% of that will be allocated for funding for this purpose. So therefore, we have 350 million for lending every week. And we can participate in a loan syndication of 700 million pesos per week.
Yeah, I got that, brother Ed, I got that.
So kasi sa loan syndication, kakusapin ko yung ganito lang usapan namin dyan sa mga commercial banks Tawagan lang kami. Pare, meron ako 700 million dito na loan package. 70 million akin, magkano sa iyo? Ganun lang kami.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, sige, akin ng 10 million, akin ng 100 million. So, isa-isang araw, tapos na yung 700 million na loan syndication na yan. Magtatanong po ba sila, anong collateral niyan? Hindi, ako yung ngayon, pag nag-present ako sa nila, ibig sabihin, kompleto na yung documents.
Yeah, sinabi ko lang ito, Sir Ed, para at least, hindi lang ako ang nasa challenge. Andiyan si Bro Nick, si Bro Levy, pati si Bro Joel. So sila mismo are also challenged with this
we don't need an investor. We need 1 million members, associate members.
Yeah.
Kahit tricycle driver, street vendor, member natin.
Brother
Yeah,
Ed,
consumer,
can I
yeah,
say
yeah.
something, Brother Ed?
Sige, si Brother Steve is the general
Uh,
manager of Magnificat Central. I hope I'm not stepping on your shoes.
no, you're not. In fact, this is quite good conversation, no? We are practically making it easier for these members to become a member. All they have to do is click the join button, and the rest is being done by the system. They get their own QR code, and they have their own dashboard. So, Brother Ed, we're only explaining the associate
Yeah,
members.
yes.
We have not yet gone to the regular members
Yeah,
benefits, right?
yeah.
Ikaw na bahala siya.
Alam mo yung pagka-regular member, may deposito, exempted yan sa 20% withholding tax. Ang purchases, by the way, among the cooperative members is 12% VAT-free, di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
In short, yung mga members natin, lahat ng buyers ng inyong Ikadiwa are members. Ikadiwa is a cooperative, walang VAT yan. Walang value-added tax. Anong laban ng pamilihang bayan? So, pati pamilihang bayan ngayon, mga merchant vendors nila lahat doon, lilipat sa inyo. Di ba?
Yeah.
So, anong
As
gagawin
well
ni
as-
Mayor? Anong gagawin ni
Yeah.
Mayor? Di ba?
Yeah, as well as yung napag-usapan ng ni Brother Leo na once we will be able to put that one online, walang transaction fee.
Wala.
Walang transaction fee
Oh.
pag member ka. Pero kung hindi ka member, magbabayad ka ng transaction fee including the delivery fee. Ganun siya magiging setup.
By the way, Brother Leo is very close to the owner of Walter Mart.
We are like as if membership of all these big warehouses then that we can work out with warehouses to consider us as one big association or membership na bigyan nila tayo ng special arrangement. So it is really strength in numbers eh. So I would really like to echo what Brother Ed, Brother Clint is challenging SRT no na sama po kayo sa amin dito. And definitely po dito, pag magkaisa po tayo dito, we are going to really change the whole, paano po natin harapin po ngayon ang pagsubok ng, hindi lang naman po to sa farmers pati consumers
Yeah.
And I think it is now the time where the private can really move this para naman sabihin na lang natin din sa government. Anyway, we cannot wait. Poverty
Wala.
cannot wait.
One last thing, Brother Clint, I think
Yeah.
because we have an accountant here, si Brother Joel, if I may suggest, because of his background, I think he's in the best position to put these things together in form of a project study. Magtutulungan tayo kung okay kay Brother Joel yan.
Okay po sa akin. So bali sa ngayon po yung sinasandalan ko lang is that your vision of improving the lives of the Filipino people. So with this with this vision, so malaki ang may tutulong ko dito at nakikita ko na maganda itong platform na to na patulungan hindi lamang yung mga farmers kundi pati na yung mga members ng cooperative, not only farmers but consumer, and at the same time sa mga rural and urban areas.
Brother Joel, napakaganda sinabi yung background mo sa yung agricultural project ng Ayala. Yung mga tao doon sa farm industries, yung agricultural initiative ng Ayala, makukuha din natin. Alam mo kung bakit?
Yes.
Yung ba mga empleyado ng mga Ayala farms na yun, mahihirap pa rin.
Totoo naman, totoo yun.
Diba? So,
Totoo yun.
but then if we have the same kind of management team, pero ang direksyon natin sila may-ari So, imbis ang kita pupunta kay Ayala, ang kita sa kooperatiba, di ba?
Yun naman talaga ang principle ng kooperatiba.
Imbis magko-contribute nila yung Ayala, ang net income per employee contribution niya nasa mga 3 million each. So in short, kung 3 million ang contribution ng bawat mahihirap doon, bakit hindi natin magagawa yan dito sa ating kooperatiba? At ang may-ari ay yung kooperatiba. Di ba? Yun lang sa akin. Kaya yung video na sinasabi na pinakita namin sa inyo, gawa yun ni Brother Steve, by the way. Sabi, hindi ba sabi, poverty cannot wait? We are called not to imitate the world. We are called not to imitate the world, but to transform it. Not to imitate the practices of these big corporations na sila lang kumita. So napakaganda, Brother Joel, at yan ang background mo. I will rely heavily on you to do that.
Yeah,
because
thank you.
I could immediately see napakalaki ng role mo because of that.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, so kailan
Salamat.
tayo mag-umpisa? Nag-umpisa tayo 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Brother
Ah,
Chris,
si Brother Kit. Yes po.
you will play a
Ayan.
very important role dito when it comes to the loan syndications. Your funders will be happy to be part of that loan syndicate. So instead of you
Tuloy pa rin.
dealing directly individually with the cooperatives, you'll be participating in the loan syndication for the cooperatives.
Siguro, Brother Clint, what do you suggest out of this first exciting meeting para mag-recap na tayo?
By the way, recorded ito, so I'm going to request Brother Steve to summarize this sa kanyang recording. Brother Steve, I'll send you to the
Salamat po.
recording.
Okay po, for those who have not attended
common
and
group
can be
po.
shared to the other members.
Yes po. Salamat po, Brother Steve.
Ang key point, central point dito is financial engineering, no? And
Yeah.
Brother Joel has that capability. So
Kayo po yung core. Opo, kayo po yung core, Brother Ed, si Brother Joel. And kung marketing naman po, si
Hindi,
Brother
kasama
Nick.
yun. Kasama yung marketing doon. So, i-integrate ni Brother Joel yung sa...
Tapos kami ni Brother Levy, ako at saka si Brother Clint, we will try to work it out, consolidating the two MOA. Then Brother Kits naman, we can further discuss it para makita natin paano mag-align po. No?
Brother Leo, super up ni Mila, Sister Mila, kailangan
That's
natin
what,
dito.
that will be an exchange on the public side, but tayo po, we will create.
Hopefully sooner or later, we're looking forward on the full blast na ng Kadiwa using the Ikadiwa system. So kasama na yung lahat, consolidated na lahat, sino yung mga players natin dito, key players natin. Kailangan din natin i-empower yung mga consumer, which is sila magbibigay ng analytics, how or what are those agricultural products or goods ang kailangan nating i-produce dahil yun ang kinoconsumption nila. Yun ang...
So marami pa po tayong exciting pa mangyayari dito once we get all this onboarded na. Kaya tamang-tama tong nangyayari sa atin, hindi ko ma-explain.
Yeah. So anyways, anybody from the group who wants to make some closing messages?
Sa ngalan ng SRT MPC Pangasinan, napakaganda at nagsama-sama tayo. Ito po yung inaantay namin ng mga collaboration upang maisakatuparan yung ating minimithi na mapagdugtong-dugtong ang lahat ng mga stakeholders, lalong-lalo na itong mga farmers na laging sumisigaw ng tulong dahil alam naman po natin na pag farmer ang ibig sabihin sa Pilipinas ay sila yung pinakahuli, sila po yung nakakaramdam ng kahirapan. Ngayon, dahil po dito napakagandang proyekto na dapat na tutukan natin lahat upang once and for all mag-iba ang pananaw ng mga tao sa ating lipunan na ang farmer ay may pag-asa. Ito ay napakagandang negosyo at saka nandito pag farmer ka ay ibig sabihin secured ang iyong kinabukasan. Yun po sana ang lagi naming lagi naming pangarap na ngayon unti-unti na nagkakaroon ng liwanag dahil po sa gaya po ninyo na napakalawak ang mga karanasan upang makipag-collaborate po sa amin upang maging makatotohanan po itong project na to. With that, sa gana po ng aming samahan at saka yung future na ating mga ating tatahakin sana po ay magiging fruitful po ito upang makapag-iwan tayo ng mga legacy na ito'y tatanawin.
I can only say, Brother Levy, I can only say, Diyos Tegnina.
Yes, sir. Diyos Tegnina.
Mayroon kang sasabihin?
Well said na ni Chairman, sir.
Okay na. Salamat.
Si Joel, meron ka?
Okay na sir, nasabi na ni Chairman ang lahat.
Just one last thing, brothers. I just noticed that our founding chairman of Magnificat Canada is here, Brother Albert Kilay.
Hi, Brother Albert. Yes, hi, Brother Albert.
Yes, sir, Brother Albert. Sorry po.
He is the founding chairman of Magnificat Canada.
Hello, sir.
Hello po.
I'm happy
Hi, Brother
I'm
Albert.
listening to all of you, and we want to welcome you with open arms.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Brother
much.
Ed, baka pwede mag-screen picture lang tayo as one group. Malay nyo, this might go a long way tong picture na to that started everything. Open na lang po yung camera. Everyone.
Brother Ed,
Actually, nagnakaw na ako kanina.
Si Brother Lawrence, Brother Keith, Brother Nick.
Brother Nick, yan.
Naglolo ko yung camera ko, sir. Naglolo ko.
Okay.
Okay lang. Ako rin po, no? Si Brother Kids, medyo naglulo ko rin po yung camera. Well, anyway, sabihin ko lang din po, ako rin po Ilocano, pinanganak po ako sa Herona, Tarlac.
Sige. Picture, Brother Ed.
Sana mag-picture po niyo. Di ba?
Ako ba?
Brother Ed, kayo na lang po. Nasa phone ko.
Okay. Ako na. Sige, ako na.
Back up.
Sige, back up ka.
Ready?
Dali.
Countdown lang.
Sige.
Smile kami.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Got it.
Got it too.
Thank you everyone. Brother Ed, thank you po for hosting.
Salamat. Thank you. Maraming salamat.
Thank you. Good night, Jan. Brother Albert, Brother Ed. Tulog na kayo. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.